NFL preseason debates countdown. 15 days.
How about it? 15 days until the NFL season kicks off. So we're doing one debate a day, Perloff. And today's revolves around the Denver Broncos. And the debate is, can Sean Payton fix Russell Wilson? And can they make this work in Denver?
Oh, not only are they going to make it work, it's going to work great. I saw Russell Wilson, the last preseason game. He is moving like a young Russell Wilson. He is throwing it precisely. He's getting rid of the ball. This is going to be great. And the other thing, too, is I keep on saying Russell Wilson wasn't nearly as bad as the headlines last year. And I saw some analytical support to that. He was still one of the most accurate deep ball passers last year because that's one of the best parts about his game. He can throw that long moon ball. Russell Wilson
So why did it lead to more points?
Well, in the second piece, first of all, he was hurt. The team was a total mess. They had injuries everywhere. Their offensive line was a disaster. He didn't understand the offense first half of the season. Then, if you look at the last 5 games, his numbers were really good. So I think it took him a while. I think that he is set up for pretty good success here in the sense that he has a great offensive coach, has some talent around him, not great talent around him. But the bar is so low because they were so bad last year. So if he's 10-7, people will be like, ooh, this is a nice job by Russell Wilson. Where last year, people were talking Super Bowl.
Yeah, see, I still think, despite how bad last year was, and let's be honest, I mean, he was injured, and what was it, his thumb that was injured the last year in Seattle?
Yeah, he missed it. Well, last year, though, he had a hamstring, and also he had a pretty bad concussion that, of course, we barely even talked about.
Yeah, I know. But the thing is so it's kind of been 2 banged up, poor seasons in a row. And now we're approaching mid-30s. And I understand that Sean Payton has had a lot of success with Drew Brees and a shorter quarterback and all of that. But I'm not so sure that the best days from Russell Wilson are indeed behind him. I mean, of course we would say that, right? So my question is this going to be an offense that really features Russell Wilson, or is this going to be an offense that sort of, I don't want to say plays around Russell Wilson? That wouldn't be smart because you're paying him all this money.
Yeah.
But is this going to be something where you're going to do the run game stuff, which you should do anyway? You're going to do some gadgety stuff like Sean Payton did with Taysom Hill. Like, you're going to try to smoke and mirrors this thing a little bit more and not just be like, all right, Russ, go out there and win the game for us.
Who's doing this running for them?
Well, that's a good point. Samaje Perine and hopefully Javonte Williams.
It's a journeyman, yeah.
And hopefully Javonte Williams comes back healthy, but it's off of an injury.
Yeah, and I don't think he's really done much here. Yeah, I don't see how that's possible. I also saw Russell running a lot. So I think once Russell's healthy and running, he's fine. He hasn't really been that bad. He was pretty good, actually, that last year when he had his hurt finger. Coming back totally injured, his numbers were great that last year in Seattle. And 2 years ago, he had MVP numbers. So I don't know that you could say that he's fallen off so bad that we've seen it. Last year was a mess. You hated Nathaniel Hackett.
I did. Well, I called that from week 1, and everyone else did too. When you go for it on a 64-yard field goal, I mean, you are just lost out there. But
believe me, that was the tip of the iceberg for what happened afterwards.
Literally, Noah is just going to set the table.
So don't you think it's possible that now, I mean, it has a really good coach. I think arguably one of the top 3 offensive coaches. You put Andy Reid and Sean McVay and Sean Payton in that same conversation. It just feels like with the bar so low, Russell's going to jump over this if he stays healthy. I think if he moves around a little bit, he gets rid of the ball, like Sean Payton has a lot of easy passes in his offense, always has, the numbers are going to be good.
So here's the thing about the bar being low, right? Because you can say that the bar is low because of last year and how awful and terrible they were. The bar should still be high for the Broncos because while maybe I'm not so sold on Russ having this big bounce back season, you did pay him $200 million after you traded for him. You spent $200 million or more in free agency. You traded for Sean Payton, and now he's one of the highest, if not highest paid coach. And the expectations don't just disappear now.
Yeah, that's not how bars work.
That is how bars work.
No, bars don't work that way.
The bars should be high.
Bars are about public perception, and public perception is, what have you done for me lately? Nobody's even talking about the Broncos. Last year, they were the big talk. This entire sports nation forgets everything in the matter of weeks. So nobody remembers that. I think the bar is low, at least in public perception.
You know, you mentioned something about the run game, and I know it's not very fashionable right now to pay running backs. Obviously, very few teams are doing it. But Denver, as a Jonathan Taylor destination, I mean, you do, as I mentioned, Javonte Williams, but he is coming off of an injury. Samaje Perine, again, nice second option. Maybe that's a possibility. I mean, you're all in here.
Oh, I don't know. You're paying your quarterback a lot. Do you really want to pay a running back? And also, Sean Payton, he never really. Yeah, he had Alvin Kamara, who was great, but he would just draft a bunch of guys at running back, and they don't use a Jonathan Taylor. I don't think Sean Payton ever had like a Jonathan Taylor type running back. No. A guy who's like what's it, a bell cow.
Yeah, but like, so what? He may have never had that before.
But because he won't get the carries. In Sean Payton's offense, there's no way he gets enough carries to be happy.
I don't know. I mean, to be happy, he just wants to be paid.
No,
and win, I'm assuming.
Yeah, these coaches who would love to pass the ball, they're never going to, Mike McCarthy in Dallas is saying, I'm going to hand the ball off all the time. No way. I've watched Mike McCarthy teams for years. No way he hands the ball off the time. There's no way. Jonathan Taylor would be so disappointed in Sean Payton's offense. I don't see that as a fit.
855-212-4CBS, 855-212-4227. So we're on different sides of what Russell Wilson's season is going to look like this year, where I'm not so sold. Perloff is setting up for a big Russ Wilson year.